Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Satwanti Kapoor from Department of Anthropology, University of Delhi. Today I shall be speaking on the module Productive Aging from the paper Biosocial Gerontology. The learning objective of these modules are to understand the notion of productive aging, to accept and encourage the concept of productive aging in India, to appreciate the role of productive aging, to examine the idea critically. First of all, we will discuss briefly about aging. Old age is characterized by declining health, limited mobility, stress and anxiety, feeling of seclusion and loneliness. Aging is also related with insufficient social and economic resources besides the health related issues and concerns that may arise due to retirement, living on fixed income, failing health, or death of spouse. Taking care of the economic security and fulfilling all the needs related to health and long-term care of older people pose challenge for population aging. Apart from taking a problem focused approach to deal with all these challenges, one must also consider about the solution focused approach, a social development approach. This is the reason strategies, policies and educational approaches that promote health are now shifting their focus towards the aging population more and more. Not only this, but numerous activities have also started being conducted in senior centers, congregate housing, life care facilities, retirement villages, and at every possible place. However, prolonged health and well being of the elderly remains a big problem for the healthcare institutions. Productive aging constitutes the promotion of positive attitude and behavior towards the elderly and aging process, using strategies to increase the well being and quality of the life of the senior citizens. The theory behind productive aging is that the capacity of older adults must be better developed and bring out to be utilized in activities that could make economic contribution in society. So any activity by an elderly that can produce a good service for society, whether paid or unpaid, could be addressed under productive aging. So it stresses upon the opportunities, engagements, contributions, capacities, and choices. Productive aging could be understood as the contribution made by elderly population in different activities benefiting to generations of goods, services, or developing the capacity, technology to produce goods or services. The activities might be inclusive of full-time or part-time employment, formal or informal volunteering, grandparenting or caregiving to the infants or children in their early childhood phase, to the family member and friends. Demographic realities and conditions put pressure upon job markets, public sectors, families, societies could therefore utilize a greater portion of older adults who can be productively engaged as workers, caregivers, or volunteers. Under correct circumstances, this increased engagement would lead to multiple positive ends, such as offsetting the financial strains of a large older population, adding to the betterment of families and society, maintaining health and economic well-being of the older adults themselves. Positive or productive aging could be encouraged successfully by the community development processes. The productive aging strategies tend to appreciate the skills and contributions of the senior citizen that they can make towards their community. Now, developing that capacity at a community level demands knowledge of processes that could support the elderly population to spend their lives with dignity. Engagement of the elderly in a prolific manner is not new in the history of mankind. Actually, the trend of getting retired or disengagement from productive activities is a very recent practice commonly observed as a part of the so-called industrialized societies. However, in agricultural societies, till now the older people are observed continuously being involved in the productive activities of the family form throughout their life. recognizing and supporting elderly participation and contribution. There must be opportunities for elderly people to participate and contribute in the way that they want to, the manner they choose, and according to their ability. However, the goal links such opportunities to paid work, economic activity, or community contribution, volunteering, with major emphasis on the former. While complete participation might be prevented due to lack of access to resources and facilities, which is indicative of the need to examine the policies or changing the attitude of society towards the elderly. We have a stereotypic opinion about the aged, about the aging process. Most common is they cannot do anything. In most of the situations, with nuclear family being in fashion, the elderlies are facing lot more problem than they would have faced had it been a joint family setup. In joint families, elderlies are gainfully employed or they are employed to look after their grandchildren, which is not the case in nuclear families. Also, there could be limitations based on ill health or frailty while working over in the direction of maintaining productive aging. Accessibility to education and training opportunities are closely related with efforts to extend workforce opportunities. Increasing the thrust upon opportunities for personal growth and community participation can work comparatively much rapidly than others, like increasing educational opportunities, although it is instrumental at the same time. A role of family in productive aging. However, elderly is considered an important but ignored resource in many families across cultures and nations. However, a family could play a crucial role in the elderly care and support worldwide. A family has always been recognized as the best institution for giving care and support to the aged in India. As it was pointed out, we had a system of joint family or extended family, and as it was mostly in agricultural societies, elder members were really respected and their time was utilized for taking care of the younger ones in the family. The elderly family members are even honored and respected to traditional Indian families. But after industrialization, due to migration, urbanization, changing lifestyle, very few intergenerational interactions and workload, the identity of the joint family is somewhere getting missing out and nuclear families are emerging at their places. And in nuclear families, there is no place for a parent. When both the spouse are living, the problem is not to that magnitude, but loss of a spouse is really very hard on the remaining spouse or the spouse who is very much alive, and living alone at the mercy of neighbors since the children have or the sons have gone out for gainful employment or for job prospects. However, at the same time, just a family must not be considered as the only unit that can fulfill the needs of the elderly. So, alternative care mechanism and means must be explored and needed to be considered in such a case. Need for productive aging. A longer lifespan accompanied with successful aging experience can be an ideal combination that can be achieved by constantly employing opportunity for health, security and participation. According to WHO, productive or active aging is a concept applicable to both individuals and population groups, whereby the purpose is accomplished by optimizing the chances of health, security and participation, maintaining social, physical and mental well-being throughout the course of life, thereby improving the elderly life as they get aged. This is achieved keeping in mind the needs, capacities, and desire of the individuals with sufficient protection, security, and care. The notion of productive or active aging has been popularized by the World Health Organization, commonly known as WHO, according to which the elderly must be considered as a pool of human resource, not as a burden. So, this resource has a high potential for national development. It is a common belief that the older population is useless and actually need to be spent for, which is a misnomer, which is a wrong notion among many people. However, majority of elderly everywhere continue to be an asset not only for the nation but also for their own families. If we keep on treating them as non-productive, then we would be underestimating such a vast resource and experienced human being. In such background, productive aging policies and programs are required to facilitate the seniors to work as per preference and capacities as they grow older and older. At the same time, this would prevent or delay the discomfort they face in their lives that costs a lot to them, their families, and the welfare system. It is important to acknowledge the productive contribution of the older group in terms of their rich experience, support, and guidance extendable to the young group also. A healthy and active aging could be managed by keeping count of the following aspects: healthcare, especially the geriatric care of the elder people, well-being and social service system, especially designed for the elderly. We could have recreational centers, we could have clubs for them. Physical environment. By physical environment means it's a physical environment which is elderly friendly, like no encroachments, the smooth movements where the risk of fall is minimized. The social environment, like they are surrounded by people who acknowledge their existence, who respect their existence. Economic factors, behavioral factors. So one has to give away the stereotypic opinion about the elderly and change their behavioral factors, not of the elderly but also the people surrounding them. The people usually have a very stereotypic image of elderly. They call them senile and useless. The changing behavior of the family members, friends, neighbors would really help the elderly regain their dignity. Now, personal factors, cultural factors, to name a few. Now, acceptance and encouragement of the concept of productive aging is very important to be followed in India since its introduction. Elderly population in India is in a weak position due to inadequate financial and social security system. It could help to put off and postpone the onset of age-related diseases. It can contend with the stereotypic attitude towards old age. The approach encourages independence, participation, dignity, care and active engagement with life for the elderly on both the individual as well as societal levels. The share of the older age group is gradually increasing in the total population. It is therefore important to pay attention and make sincere efforts to combat the situation, promoting the policies and program for the welfare of the senior citizens. For improving health at home, work and in the community, it is instrumental to encourage strong supportive network, good social relation and friendly ties. Now, living in compact neighborhood can provide barrier-free movement, a common limitation seen among the elderly population, and better social interaction. Accession or access to services and information gives independence and a sense of security. Promoting independence and self-care also encourages healthy aging. Now, criticisms about the approach to productive aging are shifting major focus upon independence and activity. The strategies and policies tend to underplay the experience and needs of people who suffer frailty and dependence in later life. The discussion over productive aging or positive aging fails to admit the significance of later life. This makes the society unable to think about and create a respectable place for the old population in the society. Under this notion, older people are always portrayed as able to counteract the effect of aging through personal efforts, identifying them as being responsible for their fate. Now, the concept of productive aging over presents the image of elderly as active and healthy that for some may not be achievable. This consequently reduces the visibility of old age and risk enhancing a negative view of dependency and frailty. Over promotion of the positive image may thus result in insufficient attention being given to the needs of the older population in policy and planning, and increased denial of aging amongst individuals. This may result in individuals not prepared adequately for increasing dependency and may find it harder to adapt. The approach has also been criticized for an emphasis on economic activity that fails to incorporate notions such as work or life balance and does not deal with the societal benefits of recreational, creative, and spiritual pursuits. The overall focus on workforce participation detracts from a holistic approach to well-being and reduces the visibility of those who by choice or circumstance are not enabled to do so. This approach may sometimes increase the risk of social exclusion amongst older people who are economically inactive. Now, let us summarize the module. We know that in developed countries, when the problem of aged emerged in developed country, India as a developing nation did not have much problems due to our family setup. The families were looking after the elderly, lifespan was not so enhanced, and elderlies were really respected and their opinions were sought in all activities, economical, general, cultural, or societal. With increase in the lifespan because of demographic transition, the aging population has become visible in India and other developing countries. Accordingly, the failing health and lack of proper geriatric care has created problem amongst this senior sector of our society. Now that gives the concept of productive or active aging. Now, productive or active aging demands regular participation in productive activity that gives individuals to accept responsibility for maintaining health and economic activity so that when they get aged and become older, they may remain independent, thereby reducing pressure over health care and social services. Elderly in good health and engaged in productive activities may be benefited from increased opportunities about productive aging if the strategies achieve their objectives. Problematic for those who are not, or those who could no longer be self-reliant and independent. They are totally or partially dependent on other family members for their even day-to-day activities or for normal functioning. Those who demand health and welfare services may be stigmatized and blamed for not making sufficient preparation or taking due responsibility for their health and well-being while they were in service or they were younger. The strategies must therefore provide an opportunity to improve the situation of older people in society by attending the negative effects of age discrimination. People in society by attending to the negative effects of age discrimination and exclusion from opportunities to participate. However, some aspects of the underlying concept of active, productive, and positive aging still remain questionable. Without broadening these concepts, there is a risk that the weak old might be further marginalized and maybe only active old gets benefited. Now, all the programs for aged people needs to focus on the group as a whole and see that all are benefited. The type of care a dependent person needs be given to that. Awareness level among the family should be enhanced. The school curriculum should be made in a way that at a very young age the person becomes aware of the aging phenomena and that everybody has to age and everybody has to pass through the same situation, so that inculcation of the respect for getting older begins at an early age. Thank you.